Hi, everyone. My name is Jason Cassidy, and I have a fairly diverse background in creative and technology. So I've witnessed the evolution of creative and technology from a couple different lenses, and I want to thank Alex for inviting me here today. I'm pretty honored. This is a pretty impressive room of people, and so thank you all for coming tonight. So I started my career actually working in technology for Salesforce.com. I then went on to a creative agency before moving client-side to lead an in-house digital content and creative team. And I now lead marketing and sales for a national brand in Canada who you know as Pizza Hut, and I actually work with a large creative agency. So I certainly bring a kind of a diverse perspective, former digital guy, now brand guy, and have worked in tech and creative. So I believe technology is helping deliver stronger creative. We've seen innovation in photography from apps like Instagram, cinematography with apps like Flixel, Wix for web design, and MailChimp for email development. I think most creatives in the room here would be lost without Adobe Creative Suite. Am I right? These products have made content creation so much more accessible and really even the playing field between amateurs and pros. Creative technology has helped us do things we were already doing, in my opinion, just a little bit better. Excuse me while I balance a few things here. There are some companies who are not just improving the status quo, but they're developing entirely new spaces for creative to live and thrive in. Like Alexa has done for voice, Oculus has done for VR, and companies here today like StackAdapt have done for native content, and Acuity and programmatic. These types of technologies have pushed creatives to think differently about where, when, and how audiences consume their content. It's made creatives rethink what is possible, and I hope forced everyone to step up their game. But what I'm waiting for, what I'm really excited for, is technology to truly disrupt the creative space, disrupt in a way that redefines traditional business models and makes historical mediums and formats obsolete. Like what Apple did to music, what Airbnb did to hospitality, Uber to taxis, Netflix to cable, Expedia to travel, Amazon to retail, and Kijiji to the classified section. I think we're on the brink of it, but I don't think it's happened yet. I think it would send shockwaves, as Matt said, through the creative industry. There would be job losses, but I think it would be for the betterment of all creatives, most of all for consumers. I believe all tides will rise. So let's talk about how our existing creative tech has strengthened our creative output. I think technology has helped deliver stronger creative because of its immense data and tracking ability. Imagine how great Don Draper's campaign would be if I told him to target an audience that was 33-year-old mothers who lived in the East End of Toronto with a post-secondary education, who drove a Toyota and had twins. Imagine if I told him his creative would only reach those people and no one else because we've targeted the ad and exclude all other audiences. It'd be pretty powerful stuff, right? I think the picture we are painting for our audiences today is so much clearer than it's ever been, and I think creative has benefited from that. The precise targeting almost guarantees the ad to be more effective because of its relevancy to the consumer at the moment of consumption. I also think there are far more touch points and placements to create for than ever before. Take this incredible Mercedes-Benz Banner ad I got hit with the other day. There are 16 different clickable areas on this ad. It's like an IKEA catalog, sub 150 kilobytes. It's really impressive. If targeted well, and that's debatable because I'm Scottish, which means I'm cheap, this new ad format gives creatives a much better chance to capture attention and break through. I don't know if all the creators in the room would agree with me, but I think they've benefited from so many new and immersive placements and ad formats. We can tell stories of such great depth and complexity on small mobile devices like never before. We can also measure how creative platforms perform against KPIs in a much faster and more definitive way than ever. So I think creative has benefited from modern day measurement and the ongoing learning and optimizations that are readily available through technology. While working at Care Foods, I developed what we called the Creative Impact Score to give each Facebook ad an index score out of 100. We took 3 key metrics, ad recall, site clicks, and engagement, and we divided them by impressions to eliminate spend as a variable. We then weighted and prioritized them, certain metrics over others. This type of creative measurement would not be possible without Facebook tracking a metric like ad recall, which when you really think about it, utilizes historical browsing behavior and dwell time to measure purchase intent. We were then able to connect our API to our server and automate the export, and report on ad performance in real time across 10 brands and hundreds of campaigns. Again, imagine Don Draper had that system of feedback and agility. I've got to believe that creatives benefited from technology in some way. So for all the creatives in the room, this was supposed to be a GIF that didn't animate, but I think you get the point. Any Key and Peele fans in here? Yeah. So I think you can all breathe. I think despite all the improvements in technology that have helped deliver stronger creative, I do believe people are still an asset. I think technology is logical, it's rational, but I think people are all of that and emotional. Humans are inherently more well-suited for creative because we think, we feel, we read body language, we understand nuance and intuition. I think people create, and I think technology automates. And technology won't replace people. It might elevate the work those people are doing. It might remove barriers, which should result in better work. I think technology's become automated, it's become predictive, it's become highly efficient at learning. I've yet to see it create unique, original content like humans. I haven't seen it understand human emotion and compassion. I haven't seen it digest complex business challenges like a human can. But I do believe creatives need to adapt. I think creatives need to understand what is making technology so attractive to brand and marketers. I think creatives need to truly ask themselves whether it's technology, whether or not this technology has resulted in stronger work for them. If it hasn't, why not? I want my creative team to have original ideas, to reach and connect with consumers on an emotional level like technology can't. But I also want my creative to get measurably better over time, to get more effective at driving results, and more efficient as an investment for me as a brand marketer. I want my creative team to leverage the best of technology to elevate their work. Thank you.